Hello everyone and welcome back to another book review. Today I am going to be reviewing the Lake Michigan Triangle, Mysterious Disappearances and Haunting Tales by Gayle Soucek or Soucek. I'm not entirely sure how to say her name. So I got this out of the library knowing full well that I probably wasn't going to believe a lot of the stuff in this book. So the Lake Michigan Triangle is kind of playing on the idea of the Bermuda Triangle, so that mysterious area down near Bermuda where things go missing mysteriously. And I went through this phase in I don't know what age, like third grade, where I was very into the Bermuda Triangle for about 2 weeks, and I think I read every single book that my library had on it, both my school library and my hometown library, and I was fascinated, and then I completely forgot about it, and I never really went back to it, but I saw this in the library on the new shelf, and I decided to check it out and give it a read. So Lake Michigan is a rather large body of water. Oh, I have my map behind me. Convenient. It's this big lake right here, right there. It's a pretty good sized lake. It borders a couple US states, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, and the triangle is just basically the whole lake. So that was kind of my first reason where I was like, okay, maybe I'm not so sure I believe all of this, because it's a large body of water, so things are going to go missing because there's going to be accidents when you have a body of water that large, and I don't think it's very mysterious that things are going to go missing. So I approached this as like fun anecdotes, fun historical stories, and just wanted to see where it would go. If you like these sort of things, if you like the paranormal, if you like the unexplained, if you like mysteries, then this book is definitely going to be for you, because there's quite a bit of that in there as well. But I kind of approached it knowing that I probably wasn't going to fully buy into the Lake Michigan Triangle story, but I wanted to see what the author had to say, and it was rather interesting. So, as mentioned, the Lake Michigan Triangle is just an area where things go missing. In my opinion, it's just because it is a big body of water and things go missing. But to other people, there may be other explanations. And to be fair, the ones mentioned in here are not your routine, there was a storm, a wave broke it in half. It's things that there's unanswered questions regarding how things happened or how the accident occurred, and I think that's what kind of makes it mysterious, so you're able to draw your own conclusion. The author is not jumping to UFOs for every single story, but she does kind of lay out the story in a way that's like, okay, here's what happened, here's the unexplained aspect, and then she adds a little bit of spice to, spice it up, because it is the Lake Michigan Triangle. It is pretty thin, so if anything in here interests you, I would recommend diving into it further on your own, because this is kind of meant to be a sampling and just kind of collection of the local history. Oh my word, whew, sneezy. Okay, sorry about that. So, this book divides the mysterious happenings into different sections or different categories. So we have the airplane accident, so airplanes that either went missing or went down over Lake Michigan, and I learned quite a bit, including the fact that the military was doing aircraft carrier practice operations out of I believe Chicago, which was something I didn't know. So even if, like me, you're kind of skeptical on the whole Bermuda Triangle, Lake Michigan Triangle, mysterious UFO thing, you definitely can get a lot of historical little anecdotes from here as well. So we had the plane accidents, then we had the ship accidents. There's a lot of ships on the Great Lake. There's a lot of cargo carrying ships. Even to this day, you can go see cargo ships, big freighters on the lake. They discuss one ship, Le Griffin, and actually, I bought my dad this book and he gave it to me to read, so I still have to read it, but I have a whole book on this shipwreck, and they reference this book in this book as well, which is kind of cool. So we have the ships that went down, then the ships was kind of a large section. For further reference, this is the triangle in question. As you can see, it's kind of mostly the entire lake, so I'm not really sure where what the triangle is. They do have quite a bit of historic photos to take a look at if those sort of things interest you. They're spread out throughout the book. Then we have the part where I started to get a little more, okay, I don't really know what to feel about this. That is the Visitors from the Unknown. This was more of like the UFO sort of thing. So if that stuff interests you, there's a lot of local anecdotal stories and history, and definitely give this section a read if that sort of stuff interests you. It's just not, I don't want to say it doesn't interest me. It was very interesting. I'm just not entirely sure if I'm sold on every single one of these. So, yeah. One thing I do have to say in credit of the author is sometimes if you're more likely as the author to believe these sort of things, which I'm not sure if she is, but she is writing a book about this, I feel like it can be hard to hold back. Like you always want to show everyone the connection and say, oh, see how it is paranormal, or see how it is otherworldly. And she does a good job of like calling into question some of the stuff. Maybe not with as critical of an eye, because she doesn't want to break not the spell of the story, but she doesn't want to go too hard against it because of the title of the book. But she isn't going all in either. She's kind of leaving the decision up to you, the reader. So if you're interested in reading about UFO or close encounters, that would be interesting. The other section, which was also very interesting, this part kind of got a little spooky for me, but I scare very easily. It's not actually spooky at all. Was like the cryptid section, which I'd heard of some of these. I'd heard of Mothman and Dogman, and then there's also melon heads, which one of my friends had heard of melon heads. So if you're interested in cryptids from around this Lake Michigan area, feel free to check out this section in the back. Very interesting if you're into that sort of thing. That sort of stuff just frees me out too much, and then I have trouble sleeping at night, even though I'm not really sure I believe any of it. It freaks me out. So yeah, we have more historic photos. There was another section in the back, another chapter at the end, which was just called Assorted Oddities, which I thought was a really nice touch. It was just a collection of little oddities, little strange happenings, little strange things that I think, if you're interested in this sort of stuff, that would be a fun chapter to read. One of the more interesting sections were these like mile-long, I guess like collections of stones that had Native American, or they assume Native American depictions on them. So if you want to know more about assorted oddities, there's a section for that in here. So feel free to check it out. Overall, I would probably give this a 3-star. As I said, I went into this not really believing already the premise of the book that I checked out. So I already came in with a little bit of prejudice against it. So I kind of read it as a fun anecdote, fun local history sort of book, but I didn't really read it to believe it. However, I did learn a lot of fun little interesting facts, and I think if you enjoy local history from around this Lake Michigan area, if you enjoy reading about unexplained or mysterious accidents or disasters, maybe you like reading about cryptids, maybe you want to read about some UFO encounters, this kind of has a little bit of something for everyone, and if anything catches your eye, then you can jump off from the information in this book and learn more about it somewhere else. So yeah, probably give it a 3-star. That's probably where I'd rate it, but I think this is kind of perfect for a wide range of people, and I think it's going to appeal to a wide variety of people. Yeah, that's basically all I have to say. If you have any thoughts on this, or have read this book, or have anything similar to this that you'd like to recommend, please let me know. I'd love to hear it. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.